What's happening, my people? Frankly Uber here, back once again with another video. And you may have noticed that I've uploaded some videos in succession, one after the other, purely because I've been filming by bulk. So trying to film as much as I can when I can, basically. And yeah, long time no speak. Anyway, we are now into week 3 of my Uber experience. And as I said from the start during week 1, it's been good. It's been blessed. Must admit, I've had a few strange riders, customers, whatever have you. But I have had majority of the time I've had some really good ones. So yeah, thank you for that, because they have been good. And in terms of when the new features started, I had last week was my full week where the feature kicked in, and I got £14 in tips from the app. So not bad running. Quite pleased with that. I wasn't expecting any tips, to be honest with you, but to get £14, sorry, yeah, that's quite cool. But I got some negative feedback and a 4-star rating for my car not being clean, or it wasn't really specific. It said cleanliness, and then in the app it gave the basically the meaning of it, that it could be the car in itself, or it could be personal hygiene. Now, I know for a fact it ain't personal hygiene, because as you can see, I dress decently, and I damn sure do not have body odor, because I bathe regularly. And my hair is nice and neat, always gelled and combed, so damn sure ain't cleanliness. Now, this car that I'm hiring from Drover, it is a little run down, I have to admit. You know, there are stains in the seat. You know, there are stains in the doors, there are grazes, there are scratches. You know, it's hard to keep this looking pristine. It's a 2014 edition, but it's been rags to bits, you can tell, by other drivers who've been using this previous to me. Now, I take great care in trying to make it look immaculate. Now, I say before I go out on a journey, I hoover the car. Don't go to a car wash. I hoover the car on the inside. Washing the car on the outside once a week, at least. Washing the car outside every other day it's virtually, it's not cost effective. So, and yeah, so I give the car a thorough clean. Now, I don't know, obviously we don't know when it comes down to feedback and star ratings by the customer or the rider, we don't know, you know, when or who does the ratings, purely because riders can rate us for up to a week, I think it is. So I was trying to pinpoint to think of who could this be rating me for cleanliness. Okay, now I can only think of the weekend gone that it was raining, I think on a Thursday or a Friday night, and you know, people were coming in with muddy shoes, and obviously dirtying the mat and the mats in the car. So, you know, I can only think of that because the mats was a bit muddy. And you can't clean in between stops. You can give it a check to see if there's any food or wrappers or personal belongings left over by the previous rider, but you can't, it's not practical to clean your car, especially when you're getting back-to-back trips. So yeah, I'm really bummed by that, because I had a 4.99 rating at one point. I first started my week with a 4.98. It went up to a 4.99, and then with that, obviously, those 4-star ratings, it went down to a 4.98. And then obviously, he spoiled it. He or she, or the rider, spoiled my my streak of good compliments, because I've been getting good compliments, which I'll show you now. So yeah, I've been getting good compliments, and then suddenly I get this one about cleanliness, which I really do beg to differ. And damn, if this person is giving me feedback on cleanliness, I'd hate to think what they expect in a vehicle. But nonetheless, I'll take that on the chin. You know, I shouldn't take it so personally. I'm taking it personally because it's my first bit of negative feedback. So, but it's something I need to get used to, because you can't please everybody. And yeah. So anyway, in the next week, I'll be picking up. I'll be renting a car through Drover, who have been good to me. A little bit of inconsistencies here and there in terms of payment and taking out payment and so forth. But overall, I'm quite happy with them, and they seem like a more straightforward solution. You do everything online. They send you all your documents via email, and all you have to do is upload them onto the Uber app. It's very straightforward. And like I said, with regards to deposit, I mean, other companies are asking for a deposit of £500 and so forth, but Drover only asks for £200, and you don't even need to pay that up front. So if you're booking something for 4 weeks, for example, you can split that up into £50 installments. So it's not going to be a big hit, because obviously you're going to pay your week in advance rent, and then you're going to pay the £50 deposit every month on top of that. But it's not bad compared to paying £500 up front, and then you have to pay your week in advance rent. So I give Drover a decent rating. I do recommend them. And next week I'll be picking up to just to give further information. Now, when you rent a vehicle, a PCO ready vehicle, you have to pay a deposit as well as the upfront fee. Your week in advance. Now, most companies, you have to pay a minimum of £500 deposit. Plus, you are bound to a contract, I say. So it's 4 weeks, I think, would be the minimum. And then obviously so basically when you rent out a vehicle, it's 4 weeks minimum. Whereas with Drover, you can rent it for a week. You can rent it for 2, 3, 4, and so on. So it's such an easy solution. Now, next week, I'm going to be renting a Ford Galaxy. So I'm going to be stepping into the Excel arena and see how that works out here in the Reading area. Mainly to do with one, I know that obviously from one of my friends who's also an Uber driver, he's driving an Excel, and he's getting higher rates. So I'm going to try that out, see how that works out. And also last weekend I had a comment from one of my riders. Basically, I picked them up, and they were a massive group, and one of them took a standard taxi, and the rest jumped in my car. So, and they basically made a comment saying that there ain't many Uber XLs around in the area. So that obviously got my light bulb going, and so I'm going to try XL next Thursday. Pick up my Ford Galaxy from, I think it's in Cricklewood. So the person's hiring out. I've done it all through Drover. So guys, if you want to use Drover, I highly recommend them. I mean, yes, there's some bad feedback about them from other drivers, but also you don't actually get to hear all the good feedback. And obviously I built up a relationship with one of the guys there, Govinda. Thank you very much for your help, mate. And you have to weigh the bad and the good, and so far Drover's been good to me. So guys, as I said again, I do recommend Drover, and if you use my codes, we both get £50 off our rental. Now I've referred quite a few people already, and a few people have signed. I think about 4 people have signed up now already. But guys, it's not just a case of signing up. You need to book the car, because once you book the car, that's when you get your money off, and that's when I get my money off. So we both get rewarded. It's a two-way thing. It's not that I just get a reward. You get a reward also. If you don't use the code, you don't get a reward. Simple as. I'm being straight up with you. You can go ahead and sign up on your own, and like I did, and not get a £50 off my rent, which will come in handy when you start working, if you're new to Uber. Anyway, I'm part of this, like I am with Amazon Flex. I'm part of this Uber Drivers London Drivers Club or something like that. But there's always some nice heated debates in there, and obviously with experience with debates and so forth, I tried to calm myself down this time around, but I just couldn't contain myself with some of the drivers' comments. Now, you would be naive to think that all Uber drivers are here to do is to pick up a passenger and drop them off from A to B. Yes, essentially, that's the service. But we, as well as the rider or customer, should I say, as far as they're concerned, they're not only just looking for a cheap ride, they're looking for an overall experience. Now, and the experience is not just down to, there's one guy who really stipulates the fact that he generalizes and labels things, a bit old school in his way of thinking. I get what he's saying, and of course, I agree with him in some ways. What I don't agree with is you're going to start putting people in a category. Now, I'm new, yeah. It doesn't say that I can't drive. What's the difference of... I've been driving. I haven't been a private hire driver, but I have been driving for over 20 years. So I know my highway codes. Just because you're a new Uber driver doesn't mean you don't know your highway code. Now, yes, there are going to be fools out there. And yes, you are going to make mistakes. It's not to say that you or anyone else hasn't made a mistake in driving at one point or another. You're going to go down a one-way street, or you're going to park up on a zigzag, or you're going to park up on a bus stop. These things happen, You're going to get fines. It's going to happen. But this guy generalized a newbie to being a bad driver. Yeah, that just, to me, that's narrow, and I can't take that kind of narrowness. I just can't. It's not in my nature, and I will speak out, as you all know. So I explained to the guy, look, everything what you say is right. We are here to do a job, to pick up a customer, should I say, and drop them off from A to B. Yes. But I also feel that it's about an experience. And, for me to keep water and candy or sweets in the car, or to have a phone charger or an aux cable, there's no crime in that. I'm not there to suck up the customer to get more rating. No. It's doing it because I feel good knowing that my customer or our customer has had a good experience with me. Now, there have been times where I get caught up in so much chatter with the rider that, I've missed a turn. And, as long as you own up to it, don't try and be a clever boy and say, oh, just try and fade it off and pretend it never happened. No, I clearly say to my rider, listen, I'm sorry, man, or sorry, madam, I missed the turn. I'll turn here right quickly, or I'll get an alternative route, and it shouldn't make a big impact on on the fare. And 9 times out of 10, they are cool with that. I've only had one fare adjustment. And this has happened a couple of times, so I've only had one fare adjustment so far from Uber. And they've rated me 5 stars. Well, I don't definitely know that, but they would have given feedback by now if it seriously was an issue. But this guy seems to think that knowing your locality and knowledge of your area is key. No, it ain't, mate. It is not. And there's no harm in using a sat nav, because this is the modern world and sat navs are in. Okay, I don't care what you say. You may be the Don King of knowing the ins and outs of London, but come over to Reading, mate, and I'll show you if you still got that local knowledge to hand, because you bloody won't. You'll be whipping out the A to Z. Oh, jeez. Or logging on to Google Maps or Waze. So please spare me the crap about you're not a good driver if you're using a sat nav, because that is not the case. Everyone uses a sat nav these days because it's modern technology. Yes, we are heavily reliant on it, but it's there, so it's there to be used. Okay. So sorry, I'm ranting on here. Anyway, that was the moral of the story. There, I had to let it out in the group because I just wasn't having any of that. Someone basically the whole debate came about is that someone was talking about their rating and obviously bigging themselves up. Props to them. I say, yeah, man, well done. If you're a 4.98 or 4.97 after taking 1,000 rides, then wow, man, you're a king as far as I'm concerned, because it's a law of averages, really. The more trips you take, the less the likelihood of your ratings to go down, because you're going to get the odd person who doesn't know the odd rider who doesn't know the difference between 5 and 4 stars will think that 4 stars is brilliant and then just rate you 4 stars, and obviously straight away your perfect 5 will go down to a 4.9 something, so it's going to happen. So, and this guy posted it online, you know, asking other people what their ratings were like, and people were posting it, and you know, feeling very proud of it. And yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Be proud of what you do, you know. But a few people think that it's all about, you know, we're bending over and getting ourselves shafted by the riders and XYZ, that we're servants and this, that. Guys, who the hell do you think you are? You know, you're a driver, you know? So I know it's all about pride, but I don't know, you're a driver. We are drivers. Yeah. And what are we doing? We are driving. Who are we driving? Customers. Why are we driving them? Because it's the demand. Are they paying us? Yes. So technically, you know, I wouldn't so much use the word servants, but we are at their beck and call. Can we just get that straight? You know, if you don't want to be, if you think you're anything bigger than that, then you're in a wrong job, my friends. You know, and no matter which industry you go in these days, it's all about the customer. It's the modern day, competition is stiff. It's all about the customer. It's a customer driven world. It's a customer on demand world. You know, customers are on demand. They demand certain things. You know, if they don't get that from you, then they'll say, oh, how come you ain't doing this? Well, because, you know, I got my pride. Damn the pride. Because all you're doing is just making it worse for yourself. We're not making it worse because we're trying to shape the industry. The technology we have at the moment is groundbreaking already, and it's only going to become more important as time goes by because there's going to be competition. Right, so anyway, I have been rambling on for a good 16 minutes now, and I guess you lot are getting bored. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate the views, the likes, the comments, and all the subscribers, of course. I'm waiting for a ping, actually, guys, and this is the longest time I've been without a ping. So, yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. It's Frankly Uber here, signing out. Peace.